Hello everyone, welcome to a new beginning here on WSRU-TV. Today marks the series and season premiere of Inscribed Sports. Today's episode will be featured in a number of sports. We will be talking about the National Hockey League, the National Football League, and Slippery Rock University sports. So without further ado, let's get into this episode.
Slippery Rock homecoming was a big success with the football team winning 35-17. The Rock now sits at a 6-0 record. With only 2 possessions in the first half from Slippery Rock, right after Gannon held the ball for about 20 minutes. Wide receiver Logan Ramper was hit with a 21-yard touchdown pass. Another special play was a huge kick return by fellow wide receiver Kylon Wilson, and also the long punt return from defensive back Kanye Thompson. In the third quarter, senior running back Idris Lawrence capped an 83-yard drive with a 1-yard run to put the team up 28-10 with 31 seconds left. Special shout out to redshirt sophomore Pooh Lawton with 5 tackles and 1 interception, which was the only turnover that day. Tune in on Saturday, October 19th when Slippery Rock football travels to California University at 3 p.m. This homecoming weekend was full of wins from the university following the football game. Men's soccer went against Shepherd University at home, winning with a score of 2-1. Make sure you keep an eye out for their game today, October 16th, at Pitt Johnstown at 1 p.m. One last win from the homecoming weekend was the women's soccer team, who beat Seton Hill University 2-1 at Seton Hill. The 2 goals came from junior Morgan Sarver with her first goal on the season, assisted by Bailey McGee. Seton Hill senior Samantha Hallow tied up 1-1. Then sophomore midfielder Bailey McGee earned herself a goal that ended up taking the lead for the Rock, ultimately giving them the win. Fellow sophomore goalie Leah Allman made 2 saves within the 90 minutes, facing 10 shots on net. Tonight, the women's soccer team takes on Pitt Johnstown for their annual breast cancer awareness game. Go Rock! We will be back with our next segment after this short break.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5.
Okay.
Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Inscribed Sports. In our next segment, Talia and I will be talking about the NHL season thus far. Note, this is being recorded on October 16th, so we will be only talking about things that happened up to today.
That's right, Joey. We will be discussing how teams and individual players are doing at the start of the 2024/25 season. Before we get started, our crew would like to hold a moment of silence for the passing of Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau that sadly passed away before this season. Thank you, so let's put our sticks on the ice. The National Hockey League 2024/25 season started 2 weeks ago on October 4th, when we saw 2 East Coast teams take the ice. The Buffalo Sabres and the New Jersey Devils kicked off this season by playing in the NHL Global Series live in the Czech Republic. The Devils ended up getting the win 4-1. The next Global Series event will take place on November 1st and 2nd. We will see the Dallas Stars and the defending Stanley Cup champions travel to Finland for that.
As far as standings go in the National Hockey League, the New Jersey Devils are currently the first place team in the Eastern Conference at a record of 4-2-0. On the other side, the Calgary Flames are sitting at the top with a record of 4-0. Talia, why don't you inform us and tell us who the point leader is?
Sure thing. The point leader at this point in the season is a 3-way tie for first. Each man on the list has 8 totals so far, and the list is Sam Reinhart of the Florida Panthers. Then the next 2 are from the Vegas Golden Knights. Those 2 men are Mark Stone and Jack Eichel. Joey, who are the top 3 goal scorers?
The top 3 goal scorers in the league are Dylan Gunther of the Utah Hockey Club with 5. Next is Sam Reinhart, once again, leading another category with 4 goals. Lastly is Mark Scheifele with 4 as well. If you want to see the complete list of anything we're talking about, check out ESPN's website. This is where all this information came from.
Lastly, Casey DeSmith of the Dallas Stars has the highest save percentage in the league, tied with Lucas Dostal of the Anaheim Ducks. On the topic of goalies, Jake Allen of the Devils has the lowest goals against average in the league with .50.
Our Pittsburgh Penguins take on the Buffalo Sabres tonight at home here in Pittsburgh. Will the Penguins get the win, or will the Buffalo Sabres crash the party? We will be back with more NHL talk in next week's episode, and we will also be back right after this.
Main Street's more of a budget-friendly option. You've got the smaller apartments that definitely leave a lot more room for customization. They are also fully furnished. It's kind of our hidden gem. So you have your options of 3-people units or 2-people units. South Rock's more of our in-between property. It's not super fancy, but it's also still very budget-friendly. You have the opportunity to live with 3 other individuals, which definitely helps with the pricing. The units come fully furnished. The bedrooms come with a desk, a dresser, a nightstand, and a full-size bed. Kitchens are fully equipped. You have a washer and dryer in the apartment, and then you have a really nice patio. Stonecrest is quiet, comfortable, classy. We offer 4 bedrooms and we have 2 bedrooms. All of our units are completely furnished. The kitchen is fully equipped. You have fridge, stove, microwave, dishwasher and garbage disposal, and you do have a patio space as well. For more information, visit us at www.southrockapartments.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Welcome back everyone to Inscribed Sports here on WSRU-TV. Today I'll be providing you with the key trades and news that happened in the world of the NFL recently. On October 15th, there was some buzz around the NFL world. NFL reporter Ian Rappaport announced the first trade that went down. Superstar wide receiver Davante Adams is pairing up with old teammate Aaron Rodgers on the New York Jets. The Raiders received a conditional 3rd-round pick that can also turn into a 2nd round if Adams makes the 1st or 2nd team AP All-Pro or is on the active roster for the AFC Championship or even the Super Bowl. Adams is another key piece to the Jets' stacked receiver room of Garrett Wilson and Adam Lazard. We will see the chemistry of Adams and Rodgers at Acrisure Stadium prime time Sunday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Another trade announcement by Rappaport was Cleveland Browns wide receiver Amari Cooper being shipped out to the Buffalo Bills. The Browns traded Cooper alongside a 2025 6th-round pick, and in return received a 2025 3rd-round and a 2026 7th-round pick in return. This trade is good for the Bills' offense because now they land a wide receiver 1 in that desperate wide receiver room. Hunter, how do you feel about that?
I personally think it's a really good trade for the Bills. I think that he'll fit in really well, and I think he's going to be wide receiver 1 because his last quarterback was Deshaun Watson, and he's not that good. So I think Josh Allen is way better than him. He's going to get way more targets and yards and touchdowns with Josh Allen.
Finally, the Vikings acquired Cam Akers from the Houston Texans. Houston gets a 2026 conditional 6th-round pick in exchange for Akers and a 2026 conditional 7th-round pick. This reunion between Akers and Minnesota isn't anything new since they also traded for him last season. Hunter, how do you feel about this?
I personally think that this is a good pickup for the Vikings since he fits the scheme already. He's been in the offense already, and also him and Aaron Jones, I think, will be a great duo in the backfield. In other news, quarterback legend Tom Brady announced on October 15th that he is now the part-time owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. The 7-time Super Bowl champ purchased a minority stake of the organization. According to Forbes, the Raiders are currently valued at $6.7 billion. Brady is buying 5% of them, which would make the value of his share $335 million.
Thanks, Hunter, for the updates on the trades and the news around the league. We'll get back to you in a little bit.
Joey and I will be discussing the leaders in certain statistical categories for this episode. Then we will get the whole crew together for our predictions for the Inscribed Game of the Week.
The categories are the following: passing, rushing, receiving, sacks, and lastly, interception leaders. We will make sure to mention the top 3 players for each of them. Note, these are all coming from ESPN.com. As far as the passing leaders go, at the start of Week 7, the current passing leader at this time is former 2nd-round pick in 2013, Geno Smith of the Seattle Seahawks. Smith leads with 1,778 yards, frequently connecting with his favorite target, DK Metcalf. At the number 2 spot is Brock Purdy of the San Francisco 49ers with 1,629. Then 3rd is Dak Prescott with the Dallas Cowboys with 1,602.
On the ground, the king of the Baltimore Ravens, Derrick Henry, at 704 yards. Following him is Jordan Mason of the 49ers with 609. At number 3 spot is Chuba Hubbard of the Carolina Panthers. Hubbard is at 485 yards rushing.
Leading the league in receiving yards at the start of Week 7 is still Nico Collins. Despite being out with a hamstring injury, he is at 567 yards with the Houston Texans. Jamar Chase is sitting at number 2, very close behind Nico Collins with 565. The Bengals star wideout might take that number 1 spot next week. Coming in at number 3 is Chris Godwin of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The former Nittany Lion is at 511 yards total receiving.
The current sack leader in the National Football League is recently injured Aiden Hutchinson. We hope he gets healthy soon. Hutchinson has 7.5 sacks in the Motor City, which is the home of the Detroit Lions. Following Hutch, we have tie for second. Both players are tied at 7 sacks. Will McDonald IV with the Jets and Dexter Lawrence II with the Giants.
As we get into our final category, which is the interception leaders, I'd like to thank everyone for watching our first episode of Inscribed Sports here on WSRU-TV. Anyways, leading the league in interceptions is Xavier McKinney with 5 for the Green Bay Packers. Next is Kirby Joseph with 4 for the Detroit Lions. Then the next 3 are all tied with 3 interceptions. Steelers offseason move Dante Jackson starts it off. Then Paulson Adebo of the New Orleans Saints and another Lion in Brian Branch.
Following this short break, we will be back with the Inscribed Game of the Week.
As years pass and people come and go from our lives, all we have is our memories. From the family gathering to the summer baseball games to that first trip to Disney, those memories are something to be cherished. I thought many of those memories were lost to time and outdated technology, but with Memory Lane Media, they gave me those memories back so that I can share them with my grandkids, and they can share them with their kids one day.
Welcome back, everyone. It is finally time for the last segment of Inscribed Sports. It is time for the crew to pick who they think will win a featured game that will be considered Inscribed's Game of the Week. And in this episode, we will be talking about the traveling 2-4 New York Jets versus the 4-2 Pittsburgh Steelers. I think personally that the Steelers are going to win because their defense is going to outplay Aaron Rodgers.
Honestly, I could see this game going either way. I can see the Jets winning, especially since Davante Adams just got traded there, so we have the Green Bay connection back. And with that being said, honestly, gotta root for my hometown team. I'm gonna go with the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this. Their defense just been playing pretty well, but we'll see what happens.
I'm personally going to go with the Steelers. After that Monday night game between the Bills and the Jets just don't look good at all. Aaron Rodgers is not reading routes correct. Guys aren't running routes correctly, and the Steelers' defense is just so much better. Now, with Wilson coming in at the starting QB position over Fields, I don't know how that's going to work. Even though Fields has been bottom 5 in all QB stats so far this year, I still think Russell Wilson not being able to run as well as him is not going to work well.
I personally am going to switch it up. I'm going with the Jets this time over my Steelers, but I just think that this week they're going to connect. I think Davante Adams is going to play a big role in their offense. Their two chemistries are already going to take over the defense. The defense, the secondary is good, but once it comes to Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, I think they're going to get torched. And I think we're going to get a couple sacks, but that's about it. And on the offensive side, Wilson, I mean, he's not very mobile, and our O-line is banged up, so I think the Jets are going to feast against Russell Wilson, and I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, though. And, yeah, that's all I got.
Thank you all for watching. We hope to see you again next week, and take care.